This is the Heart of LAFC podcast, episode 109.
The City of Angels is black and gold. You are listening to the Heart of LAFC podcast. And now, here are your hosts, Jerry Jimenez and Joseph Zacher.
What is up? Welcome to the Heart of LAFC podcast. My name is Jerry Jimenez, your host, your friend, your insider into the Los Angeles Football Club. Thank you for joining Joseph and I for episode 109 of the Heart of LAFC. Mr. Joseph Zacher. How are you, sir?
Good evening, everybody.
What's going on, man?
I'm feeling really good for some reason. I wonder what it could be. Since 2011, people, finally.
St. Pauli beats Hamburger. How was the final score, Joseph?
2-0.
2-0. What a game! I hear it was really good, man. You got to see it?
Oh, yeah, I actually got to see
work?
it. I got lucky.
Don't tell.
Yeah,
don't
at
tell,
work.
don't
At work. But it was perfect with
your
the
boss
lunch
doesn't
break.
want.
It just kind of
okay.
worked itself out.
Sure, it does. Your bosses don't see this podcast.
Made it work.
Do they?
Dude, everybody sees this.
Oh, jeez.
Trust me, coworkers see this. Yeah, dude, it was amazing. The active support from both sides were intense as hell. Fireworks, actually real fireworks going off. It was badass.
Yeah, man.
And total counterplay from St. Pauli, which is what I expected since Hamburg was undefeated going into this. So,
yep.
Yeah, it was a shock. It was a shock victory. I mean, even though, hey, we were at home, but dude, it was beautiful. It was beautiful to see him pull it off.
Show off your cup one more time for everybody. I want them to actually get a full visual of this cup. Look at this. It is, oh man, it's actually really pretty.
Dude, it's
like stainless steel.
Yeah, it's stainless steel.
Nice. Yeah. That's pretty cool, man.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. All right. Well, this is not a St. Pauli podcast. Maybe we'll create one.
No, not at all.
This is an LAFC podcast, and so we're gonna talk about LAFC. About a couple other things: the good, the bad, the ugly. Hey, that connects to a very important song in our stadium. Anyways, let's see here. What are we doing today? I mean, I kind of wanted to catch up with you because honestly, like, it feels, before we get started, it feels like I haven't talked to you in like a week.
Dude, it's been like a week, but it's been feeling more like 2 weeks with all the stuff going on, and yeah, man,
so
it's
busy.
nonstop, isn't it?
So busy. Work has been crazy. I know you've been going at it over there as well with meetings and everything, and then your work, and it's like, yeah. So, with that being said, I'm gonna come out right now and just say it. Okay, I didn't get to watch this game. And the reason I didn't get to watch this game is a really good reason. I hope you all feel the same way that I do. So I watched the recap, and I was watching it as, like, obviously I saw the first goal because I started watching the game, and I was like, oh, great. And then, honestly, I didn't feel too great about not feel too bad about not following it because I was with my son. We went to the first ever San Diego 1904 FC game, actually. So the first NISA game ever played in San Diego at Qualcomm Stadium. My son Diego, myself, and 3,020-something other people were there, inside of a 70,000 person stadium, and had a good time. It was cool, but I missed the game. So long story short, I missed the game. So, Joseph, what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring in reinforcements.
Boom. Here we go.
I literally texted or messaged her, I should say, like, really a few minutes ago, it feels like, and she agreed to come on. So we are honored and stoked to have, first of all, this person writes for LAFC and Sporting KC as a reporter for at MLS Female, and she's a contributing writer at MLSsoccer.com as well. We probably won't talk too much about Sporting Kansas City. We're going to talk about LAFC. They didn't have a very good time, unfortunately, but
Ooh.
Araceli Villanueva, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing well. How are you guys?
I'm doing awesome. We're just stoked to have you on, and we get to talk about LAFC, which the three of us love.
Which is what we love to do.
Yes.
So, yep, for sure.
So, I mean,
trust me, I need some LAFC after what happened last night with Sporting.
yeah. I figured you figured you would. So
I mean,
yeah,
they broke
man.
our hearts as well last night. Let's be honest.
Yes, they did. Dang it, Sporting. You had one job.
They had one job to do. Yep.
Well, also, so Araceli, she's actually agreed to stick with us the entire show. So we're gonna be not only recapping this game, this tie against Philadelphia. We're also gonna be talking about Toronto FC game coming up, and I will be monitoring the chat room. So please feel free to send us some comments, reactions. People are already going on here. I see a few people on already. So thank you for joining us. Yeah, do you want to just jump into it, Joe and Araceli? What do you guys say?
Let's do it.
Okay, here we
Let's
go.
do it.
The Los Angeles Football Club and the Philadelphia Union split the points on Saturday night following a 1-1 contest at Talon Energy Stadium. The Black and Gold continue to remain in the first place in the Supporters' Shield standings with 64 points, 19-4-7. The Union struck first. Forward, Casper Shibilko. There, I said it right.
Shibilko.
Shibilko. Dude,
Shibilko.
you were right, Joseph.
Told you.
What a
I know my Polish names, man.
Shibilko. All right.
Yeah.
He put the home side up 1-0 after just 3 minutes of play. It was more like 2, but whatever. Forward, Carlos Vela answered back with the equalizer, notching his 28th goal of the season. Vela is back-ish. I think I saw
Backish.
back-ish.
I'd say ish.
Yeah,
Ish.
yeah, and we're gonna talk about
Yeah.
all of that as well. So I think shout out to Vince La Rosa. I think is the one that said he's backish. The second most goals in a single season in MLS history, by the way. Still, only second to Josef Martinez. So what is that? 20, 30, 31. That's 3. You see, I did the math real quick. 31. 3 goals away. 3 goals away. 4 games left. So.
It's tough. This is tough.
How we feeling about that record right now? It's at first we were thinking, oh yeah, easy, he's got it. Now it's like, hey.
Nah, we're at home and there's some really lousy teams that we're gonna play. Not this weekend, but there's some really lousy teams.
Joseph, I hate it when you do that because you know how we do against lousy teams or have been doing against lousy teams this season. Don't say that. All right,
We better get it right.
okay. Hold on. Let me finish this. Vela made his first start tonight after missing the last 2 matches due to a hamstring injury he sustained during that August 25th draw against the Galaxy. What an interesting game it was, stats-wise. Like I said, I'm not going to pretend like I saw this game.
I did. So, yeah.
All
we're
right,
good.
well, all right. You and
I did.
Araceli can go for it. I'm going to just zoom out of this conversation.
I think let's give Araceli the lead on this. And then I'll jump in.
Yes, there you go.
'Cause
What
yes,
thoughts
go for it.
from the beginning, Araceli? What'd you think?
I mean, I thought it was a very well played match. It was obviously tough going to Philly. They've already clinched a spot in the playoffs, so have we. So to me, it was a little bit of a preview of maybe the MLS Cup, or we could see them at some point again. I mean, as you said, when Shabilko, am I pronouncing that correctly?
You got it. Yeah.
Yep.
When he got that goal in the 3rd minute, obviously devastating to the guys, but I love that Carlos Vela came back and equalized it in the 43rd minute for his 28th career goal. Do I think Carlos is fully ready to be back? I want to put a question mark on that because he didn't seem to be 100% to me. Is it great to have our captain back? Of course, but hopefully this week in training he can get back to his full playing capacity as LAFC hosts Toronto this weekend. Otherwise, I think there were some good plays. When Tyler made that big save in the 21st minute for his first of 2 saves for that night, it was great, but it also made me a little nervous to see Shabilko right there at the edge of the box. He could have gotten the rebound in, but thankfully he didn't. Otherwise, as I said, it was a great match, but who knows, going forward.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree with you on that. One thing I would say I did get, Joseph, sorry. I did get to actually
Oh no.
watch I watched the first goal. Um
Mhm.
Please tell me, what was Walker Zimmerman doing?
Okay, so tell me if you haven't heard this one before. A ball is booted up the middle, flick header, player burns our player to the outside, and a player gets an open header inside the box and scores. Or at least an open play in the box and scores.
Hmm.
Have we heard this one before?
Many a times, actually.
I don't like this rerun.
No,
I don't like reruns anyway.
no. I
And
was
this,
just copy pasting.
the hell, right?
Yeah,
So, yeah, what do we have happen? Great play by Bedoya off of what, a goal kick, a flick on header, then Bedoya sends Pico on a race. Yeah, a foot race between Pico and Harvey. Are you kidding me? Like, you cannot get isolated like this and play chase with this guy. It's impossible. And they switched him to that side knowing that they could take advantage of Harvey, and they did.
yeah,
And then, yeah, an easy pass to the middle. And I know our guys like to play zonal, like that's our style. But, dude, when the ball's in the air, people got to cover space, cover men. Like, you can't cover grass.
yeah,
And, yeah, everybody had a great view of the goal. I do feel that Miller was caught off guard that it even happened this way, and he seemed like he was halfway between two worlds again on this play.
hmm,
Didn't come out to challenge, and it was at the edge of his six. Didn't drop all the way back in case of a low header, just kind of there, and so he wasn't able to tip it over the bar. He was just too far out to do much of anything. It's the way it was, but we know when you give a guy an open header, forget it. You're gonna expect it to go in the back of your net.
yeah, absolutely.
So.
Araceli, one thing that you were saying is on that second opportunity. What did you say? It was the 21st minute
Mhm.
that had
Um,
Shibelko was open on the left, right? I think is what you were talking about.
oh,
That's
when
the
Tyler made the save in the 21st
Yes,
minute.
yes.
Yeah.
yeah.
So I was actually I did see that, and I was super surprised that Shibeko didn't go at the ball. Like he just stood there.
I think he was
Because
expecting a rebound, honestly.
he probably could have got to that ball. Honestly, there was enough space. I think Tyler Miller reacted quick enough to where he was able to get it.
Yeah, it
Right.
was a good save. Really good extension save.
But that was very very scary. So I agree with you on that one. What's going on? Just I kind of want to hear your opinion, Araceli, on that back line. What's been going on? Is that part of like how we're playing now? Because I feel like this has been happening the last couple of games. So how do you see that back line, kind of I don't know. How are they actually playing right now? Like do you feel comfortable with this back line? Because these guys are, I mean, the back line that we had at the beginning of the season, but it doesn't feel that way right now.
I feel like the back line kind of has their moments, especially with Jordan Harvey and Stephen Shore. For Zimmerman, kind of like what Joseph was saying earlier, he kind of has a tendency to just kind of stand there and, watch the ball roll in front of him. And that might be a little harsh to say of him, but we've seen this over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, as you said, this is the same backline we've had all season and we've had major success with it. We're leading the league. There's nothing more real positive you can say of it. Hopefully, I mean, I'm not sure what the solution would be besides replace Zimmerman, but
Yeah,
it's tough.
you,
It's tough to predict.
for sure. And it's funny. I kind of giggle a little bit because you just said it. They're leading the league, and here we are complaining. Like
Yeah, but
it's like
you
take a
know,
step back for a second. They are actually a really good backline, and they are leading the league um in goals against, right? So if I'm not mistaken, so I mean they're the best backline that is in MLS right now. Like that's
I mean,
not.
but take the back. Look at the stats in terms of team form after the All-Star break, or even after the Gold Cup.
Oh jeez,
I don't think we're
I
that
don't want
team.
to. That's true.
We're
Yeah,
not that team anymore.
for sure.
I just don't see it. And honestly, I think that our last home match against San Jose, um, where they started exposing our outside backs,
Mm-hmm.
I think kind of opened things up for everybody to see that, well, there is a slight there's a slight opening there that you can take against our squad. And
Yeah.
teams are starting to get really good at that. Also, it's closer to playoff time, and now it gets tight. MLS is horribly loose in the first half of the year, and it tightens up like crazy the second half. Why? Well, we don't have things like relegation. So you don't have to worry about winning the points every game in the first half of the season. You don't. You just don't. You got to make the playoffs. That's the object of the game here. So if you're a 500 club, you're going to be in the big show. That's just how it works. So second half, people got to wake up. And they are, and our team's kind of just playing at the speed we're used to playing. Again, I do think guys are tired since the Gold Cup. I do think Zimmerman's struggling a little bit right now. I think he's stressed a bit from playing international games, and now he just went on another foray into international play, and he's back. And I think just this kind of has us off on our timing, because again, how many games has our starting lineup, our technical starting lineup, really played and strung together in a row?
Yeah.
It's breaking up all the time. So consistency is not there, and it's becoming an issue for us. Also, anytime you allow your center backs to get isolated 1v1 repeatedly, match by match, and sometimes more than that, you're expecting to have problems. You're expecting to get them basically winded and blown out and getting caught up. And that's what's happening when you're pulling your guys forward all the time on the outside and they're not getting back in time.
Yeah.
This is what happens.
It's a very good point. Yeah, I think we need to jump into some stats, but Araceli, anything you want to add before we start a new segment? I'm gonna end up calling this segment Joseph Does Stats. I feel like we need to get a we need to get a jingle for it, but yeah, go for it, Araceli.
No, I was going to say that I completely agree with everything Joseph is saying, but I do want to question, should we be questioning the goalkeeper as much as we are the back line? Because I still kind of stand behind of what I've been saying all season, or mid-season, I should say, that ever since Tyler Miller returned from the Gold Cup, to me, his confidence has still been shaky.
Yeah.
Should we continue with Miller going into the playoffs, or do you think we should give Cincinnati a chance?
I honestly think Bob's made his choice. I don't even think he's even thinking about Cisniega at this point. He's got to ride consistency. He knows his backline's inconsistent. He knows his goalkeeper's inconsistent. And I think he's just trying to get minutes in so they get it straight again, like the first half of the year. I think he's made his choice. I don't necessarily agree with it. I haven't seen enough where Miller's really said, yeah, I own this and played like he owns it. I don't think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I honestly don't think our backline's playing like they own their positions right now. And the players that I look at our lineup, I look at who's on our bench, and I honestly think all of our solutions are already on the team. We just have to figure out the right mix.
Yep, I agree. I almost see it as, we're going to get through this season, win a cup or not, and if we don't, then that is going to be the kind of what I think Bob Bradley's going to hold on to and say, you know what, Miller, I'm sorry, but Cisniega now has a first spot starting next season. I almost feel like they're just kind of, dude, Cisniega was meant to be number one goalkeeper.
He's getting paid a lot more, right?
Yes, a lot more. He got brought in to be number one. Now
I thought so too.
I don't think that Tyler Miller has done enough to lose his spot though. So going back to what everything that you just said, I think you're right. I think Bob Bradley has made his decision. I think it's Tyler Miller as number one, all the way until the end of the season at least, for sure. Through the season. Now, if he gets hurt, obviously it's good to have Cisniega, but I just don't think that he's going to be switching.
If Toronto thrashes him for 4 and 2 are his fault, I think we have another conversation after this weekend. But if he just gets through the next 3 games, he's the starter.
Yeah. I like Cisniega.
I agree.
I like Cisniega. I really do. So
I do too. San Pablo's the man. I do think that no matter what, he's the future.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, 100%. All right. Joseph, I feel like we need to get you a jingle eventually, man. But
all right.
Welcome everybody to this new segment. Actually, it's not new at all. We're just going to actually put a name on it, and then that's it. It's called Joseph Does Stats. Joseph, take it away.
I'll be honest, man. Like, to me, this time the stats feel kind of irrelevant, but I'm going to throw them out there.
They're always
it was an even match.
Irrelevant. Joseph, just
All right, so
come on, man. This is
51
filler, bro.
All
Just
right,
throw
I'm
it in
just
there.
gonna ring it off, man. We'll do it live. 51-49 on possession. 421-386 on completed passes
Yeah.
on our favor. 16-9 on shots. Only 4-3 on shots on target. What a shock, right?
Wow. Yeah.
Our season in brief.
How unusual.
3-2 on big chances. Pass percentage was 85-83. Both sides dropped in this match because they were canceling each other out. Again, good tactical game. 13-11 on fouls. 4 yellow cards for them, none for us. Bedoya's yellow could have possibly been a
Sorry,
red.
dude. Nope. Other way around. We had 4.
Do we? Oh yeah, there you go. Sorry.
We
Wait,
had
no, they had.
No, we had Mark Anthony, K, Latif, Blessing, Jordan, Harvey, and Walker Zimmerman all had yellows.
So Bedoya didn't get a yellow on that one.
No.
Crazy. When he
They're-
destroyed,
Philly
no.
wasn't.
he wrecked
They weren't
Blessing and
showing
got
a
nothing
card at
for it.
all.
Yeah, they weren't showing that card, dude, at all.
That's crazy.
All
right. 6-3 on corners for Philly. Or no?
Yeah,
Right.
just check in with
Yeah.
us. Yeah, no,
Mhm.
yep,
Yeah.
that's good.
This is a weird one. 22-4 on crosses for Philly.
Huh.
Yeah, right. 23-14 on successful dribbles. Hello,
Jeez.
Fafa Pico.
Yeah.
Aerials won 17-11.
Mm.
All I can say is we have trouble dealing with big men in the box. We just do.
I think somebody, I don't know who said it. I don't know if it was the announcer or something, but they said if Tyler Miller was 3 inches taller, he would have caught that dang goal.
Or, stood 2 inches back.
What? Yes. Duh.
Okay, that's positioning to me, but that's me.
I can argue that way too. I saw it and I was like, oh, what are you doing? Why are you those 3 steps ahead or 2 steps even?
Oh, if he's 3 inches taller than Nick Raimondo at 5'7", and they say 5'9", gets it anyway because he's in the right position.
Yeah.
Is what it is. So those are your general stats. I can throw out some stats on individuals because honestly, it was Vela versus Zabilko, right? I mean, that's what we saw.
Yep.
Vela had 66 minutes. Obviously, he was on limited minutes for the night. I know a lot of people are telling me, man, I'm unhappy he took him out. Why did he take him out? That stinks. Why did they do that? Dude, to me, he's on limited minutes because, dude, he couldn't power through in many plays. You saw him pulling up, basically. He was letting it go. 1 goal off of 4 shots, 1 chance created. 70% passing, only 12 passes made, 39 total touches on the day, 4 for 4 on the dribble. Check that out. Dispossessed once. Yeah. Zabilko, 75 minutes play, 1 goal, 1 shot, 1 chance. Talk about efficiency. 88% passing with 32 total passes, 46 total touches in the match, 1 for 1 on the dribble, dispossessed all of 1 time. Yeah, he got his chance. He scored it. That's what he got. We played it tight after that.
Yeah,
it looked it to me. And he has a tendency to pull back farther than Vela tends to do.
Mm-hmm.
He does. He likes to play higher and create as well as finish. So he's an interesting kind of target striker because he pulls back pretty far before he goes. So I like the way he plays. It's very efficient, especially in playoffs, to have a striker that plays that way. Just is. It's a huge advantage for them. Yeah. I would like to also talk about Harris Medujinin. I'll never get that name right. Yeah, he was a 92% passing, 75 total passes, 96 touches. He was their engine. Bedoya was their destroyer. That's how they played us. Bedoya was pissing off our guys real good all game. It was pretty interesting to watch him play. I like him. Again, I like their lineup. They are a playoff team. They're built for the playoffs. You can tell. They're going to be good. Other guys that stood out to me. Atuesta had a good game. 58 total passes, 83%, 81 touches. K, 49 passes, 83%, 3 chances created. Massive chances created. And that chip that ended up, actually volley, ended up hitting the crossbar. I mean, that was just a beautiful play all the way around. Avella finished off. But good stuff from K on the day. Blessing, this is crazy. 51 total passes, 98% pass completion rate. Right?
Dude.
3 chances created.
He's a little monster.
He's turning into a natural 10 shirt out there. I don't know what's going on.
Whoa. Hold on. Your audio went crazy right now for no reason whatsoever. That was weird. There you go. You're good.
The blessing bump.
Yeah, man. So someone's listening in. They're trying to steal Latif Blessing from us and then mess the audio up. And listening
They're
to.
trying to leave him exposed for the draft, right? Um,
Oh no! Don't say that.
they're not going to leave him. We're not going to pull a Kansas City. Okay, they'd probably be in the playoffs right now if they had Blessing. Let's be honest. Um,
Oh, what do you think
sorry,
about
Hey,
that
hey,
one?
hey,
sorry.
hey.
He
Nah, I feel
forgot. He
bad for
forgot
him.
you
I
were
do.
here.
I
What
feel
a
bad for him.
jerk!
I do. Yeah,
Believe me, it was
Blessing
a
has
shock
turned
for
into what
us
he's
when
turned
he got
into.
traded.
Oh, there you go. See? Did you hear that, Joseph?
What? What?
Say that again, or something.
Believe me, it was definitely a shock for us when he got traded.
Yeah.
Yeah, that gamble was poorly made. Leaving your 3 top defenders open, hoping we'd take one, and we stole a kid. Uh, it is what it is. They all thought we were taking Opara. I know that. Looking at this, other names to mention: Blake from Philly, 3 major saves, one crazy one off of a twist outside of the box. Good day for him. Pico's probably the big story. I mean, 90 minutes played, all over the place. Burned us once. That's all he needed. Had 3 long balls, only 1 completed. 60 total touches, 3 essential crosses. He's a good player. He told us we knew he was going to be a good player going into this game and be a problem for our outside backs. They chose to pick on Harvey the most in the match.
Yep.
There it is. That's our stats that I'm going to give for the day. I just feel like, man, we're seeing the same things repeat themselves that we need to correct, and we're not correcting them yet. I don't know. That's where I'm at right now.
Yeah,
I feel like
it's
we're ignoring some major issues.
It's consistent too. Like it's
Yeah.
been. It feels like we just played this match. You know, the last couple of times already, where we're
Groundhog's
getting
Day,
scored
right?
early, and then, we tie it up, and then that's it. I don't know. I didn't get to watch it, like I said, but
Yeah, I mean,
I feel like I
again-
watched it. Like that's, you know what I mean? Like it feels like I watched it, even though I didn't watch it, because just listening to these stats, again the recap, and then what you guys are saying,
We played a good team. It was physical. We got a draw on the road against the team that should be the top seed in the East.
yeah. Anything you want to add before we move on, Araceli? Anything to that? What do you think?
Nothing more to add, really. He nailed it on the head. And like you said with Blessing, when we heard that you guys were going to get Blessing for the expansion draft, we knew he would be a great player for you guys, and exactly what he's been doing.
Yeah. He's a monster. That's what I'm saying. A little monster. He's a little guy, but he's a monster. And if you motivate him, he's just even.
Yeah, don't
even
make
that
him
much
mad.
better.
I mean, he's shown that already. He doesn't get frustrated. He punishes you.
Yep.
Good
So
stuff.
a couple of things I did want to mention. The substitutions. We did use all 3 up. We had obviously Brian Rodriguez coming for Carlos Vela. By the way, I'm getting. I don't know about you guys, but I'm getting really excited about Brian Rodriguez playing as a
With Vela.
starter with Vela.
Ah.
Yes. Yes. He looked fantastic. He had a couple of things, at least in the recap that I saw, where I was pretty impressed. Of course, the recaps usually only have all the good stuff, but he looked good. There's Adrian Perez for Dama Diamande, and then Tristan Blackman coming in for Steven Betashore, who, Tristan Blackman has been just solid. But according to what I've heard, and you can tell me otherwise, should he have? Was that because he was hurt, or how do we feel about Jordan Harvey in this situation as well? Because I heard that Jordan Harvey was not didn't have his best game, as I'll put it like that.
Age is catching up with him, I think. And minutes are catching up with him. He's played a ton of minutes this year. Yeah. That's what I see. I think he's tired. I think the teams that we're playing are figuring out that he is the best option to attack in terms of our outside backs, in terms of recovery. He's the best guy to get behind because of how active we make him in offense.
Yep.
More than Beta. I mean, we use him way more than Beta when it cycles. So that's why he gets left exposed, and his recovery times are getting a little bit tougher, right? But I think that's why we made the purchase we made. Going into the transfer window is, we've picked up a player that actually does his job. It's younger, it's faster.
I was actually really interested in seeing him this game. I thought for sure he was at least going to hit bench, and he didn't. Of course, we're talking about Diego Palacios. For those of you following along, I mean, is he going to play this season at all?
Yeah, I think it's a matter of getting him into the system. I think they just need him here for a week of training. Let's be honest.
That's
Not,
true. Yeah, I mean, we
not.
just got everybody back, right? So yeah,
Yeah,
he's one
I
of
think
them.
it's system play. I really do think they just want familiarity there.
Okay, well, that makes sense.
How long has he been in LA for? Just a week or 2 weeks, ain't it?
About 2 weeks.
It was
Yeah.
about a week, and then he was back with his national team again.
Yeah.
Like,
So he
make an
hasn't been
appearance to
with
take
LA
off.
that long.
With LA, no.
No,
Not even
no.
in LA. With LA or in LA. He came in, was here for, like you said, about a week or something like that, and then flew to meet his national team. Where was he, in Dallas or something like that?
Yeah, I mean, you could count his training sessions with us
Chicago?
on one hand.
Yeah. I'm probably
Yeah.
way wrong of where he was. But, yeah, he hasn't had very much time with them, so that makes sense. But at the same time, I mean, you know, we've seen people be able to come right in and play. Maybe not so much for Bob's way of playing.
Not on the back line.
That's true.
That's dangerous.
All right, we're out of time. That's it for Philadelphia game. We're gonna jump into Toronto next. You ready?
I'm so ready.
All right. Let's
do
just
it.
move forward because ties. Yeah, like, we've gotten accustomed to greatness, and if it's not greatness, then it feels like a loss, even if we stole a point in Philadelphia. But you know, let's move on. LAFC.
Yeah.
Will return home to host Toronto FC. It's the Bradley Show on Saturday, September 21st at Bank of California Stadium. The match is slated for 7:30 p.m. Pacific time. Why? Why do you keep doing these? Oh, wait, it's Saturday. Okay, cool.
Saturday, it's all
I don't
good.
feel as bad. YouTube TV, Univision KVMD, ESPN 7:10 a.m. with Mr. What's his name again? Mr. Talk Soccer over there, Mr. Dave Denholm, and then KFWB 980. I should say KFWB 980 in Spanish. The club does have 4 games remaining in the 2019 regular season, which we need to talk about as well, including 3 contests at Bank of California Stadium. So they're going to be 3 of the 4, or the last 4 remaining are going to be at home, which is great. I got a little freaked out. I was washing dishes because, you know, my wife says I have to wash dishes. And right next to where the fridge is, I have my 2019 magnet, the schedule, and it's actually wrong. So if you guys go and look
Yeah.
at it, it says we have 2 home, 2 away left. I think it was a Columbus game that says that
Yeah.
it's, what am I looking at?
It's got a typo.
One of the games is wrong. and I was like, what is this? Oh, Colorado Rapids. That's what it is. That's at home, and it says that it's away. So be aware, okay? If you have that, don't follow your magnet. Your magnet is wrong. But yeah, very important information that we give out here, Araceli. I hope that you appreciate that. Okay, let's get into this game. Joseph, Araceli.
All right.
You guys go ahead and take it because I don't know anything about Toronto. Go ahead.
I know too much about Toronto lately because I've been scoreboard watching like crazy and watching other teams play more than my own. Honestly, like I've been able to see a bunch of these games just because I'm watching NYCFC hoping they screw up so we get the supporter shield, which they don't, or they get lucky. And against Toronto, they definitely got lucky in the match I watched. So these guys are crazy. They got 12 wins, 9 draws, 10 losses, 45 points, +4, 4th seed in the East. But the truth, they're undefeated in 8 matches. That's where they're at. They have 4 wins, 4 draws. 2 of those draws should have been wins. Clear cut should have been wins. Their last match, they pretty much handled Colorado. It was Robin Fraser versus Greg Vanney. Isn't that a unique one?
That's a fun one.
Yeah. They got a 3-2 victory. 2-0 after 9 minutes. Pasuelo scored a beautiful, basically a Panenka. Nice little chip shot, beautiful goal. But Colorado should have leveled with their own PK later on. Should have been 2-2 after like 30-something minutes, but it didn't happen. But they finally tied it up by the 62nd minute. And then finally, Toronto took it back. It should have been like a 5-2 game, to be honest. It's total domination for Toronto. There's no question. The only issue they have is freaking finishing. These guys are I don't know what it is. They produce crazy opportunities, but they miss sitters. Altidore and Pozuelo missed the craziest stuff you'll ever see. And they're going to do it against us too because that's how they are, but they produce so much they end up getting victories. The match versus NYCFC, they tied 1-1 and should have easily won that one 3-1 in New York City FC Stadium, which is the postage stamp and all advantage. They got scored on a free kick, completely owned open play. 39th minute PK by Pozuelo, 74th minute PK stopped. Pozuelo got stopped on that one. He missed a sitter in the 79th and the 85th. Probably the worst match I've ever seen him play, honestly. Again, should have won by 3. Didn't happen. They typically play a 4-2-3-1. Gonzalez, old Omar Gonzalez, anchors their back line. Familiar name, right? Michael Bradley is kind of their cleanup man in mid. Plays a little D as well. Drops really low. Pozuelo is their creator. He's got 11 goals, 6 assists, just all over the place. Attacking mid. Endo is crazy good on the outside, on the right side. So Harvey's gonna have a tough time against him. I'll be honest. That's gonna be a war. And then you have Altidore up top with 10 goals. Who just back to goal turns, feeds off Pozuelo, does what he does best. It's gonna be hard for us. It's gonna be physical. Segura's gonna have a challenge, and so is Zimmerman in the air, because Altidore is Altidore, right? So this is what they have. They have size, they have distribution, they have the tools to win games. They're a little bit older now. Oh, and they have Simon, but he's more of a backup with this team.
He's a bench player.
He's a bench player.
Bench warmer.
Yeah, they cycle him in and out, but I don't.
Hey, dude, whatever. Lawrence Simon.
Yeah. It's going to be a hard game for us because the way these guys play. And again, they haven't lost in 8 games. So,
yeah,
we have a tough game.
There was a couple of, I was trying to pick out things that you didn't mention because you pretty much gave us the entire rundown, which was beautiful. Thank you for that, Joseph. Araceli, I'm sorry. Like, he pretty much does this all the time to me, by the way.
Sorry.
No worries. I really don't follow Toronto FC that well either, so.
Yeah, me neither.
It was great to hear that rundown.
Yeah, it was really good.
Why do I watch these fools so much? I have no idea, but they seem to be the team playing against the team I actually want to watch.
That's weird how that works out. Hey, you know what? They do some interesting things. Toronto FC is not a bad team. I think we can all agree that Toronto FC is not a bad team whatsoever. They're actually sometimes fun to watch, mostly frustrating, because like you said, they have a few players in the front that just cannot. Where have I heard this before? They cannot finish their chances. Where have I heard that before, Joseph? There's a couple of changes, right, in the lineup. Very, very few lineup changes. Actually, 2 to be exact that I caught between the Toronto FC Colorado game and then the New York City game for them. So Westberg's gonna be at goal always, and then on the right you're gonna have Laria. Right, and then you have. Oh, actually, no, that was the one change. So you have Aura on the left, Mavinga, and then Gonzalez. Those are usually going to be your 3, that are kind of solid back there. And then you have on the right either De Leon or Laria.
Right, depending on what kind of speed they want or counters and press.
And man, Marky Delgado has become kind of a starter staple for Toronto. So he's doing great right next to Bradley, right in front. Right, so they have Delgado and Bradley up front there. And then you have, let me see here. You have Benzet, Pozuelo, and then you kind of switch between Endo and Gallardo on the right. And then you're going to have your striker, Altidore. So there's only really 2 changes in the starting 11 that they had between these 2 games. Now, something that we need to keep in mind, they have a game coming up before us on Wednesday. So they play a game on Wednesday. And so how is that going to affect them? They're going to be facing, should I just had it up right here? Oh, Montreal.
Who's desperate right now?
Hey, who was in Montreal not too long ago before being with us?
Simon.
Do you think they're going to save him for us, or are they going to play him?
They would honestly be crazy to play him against us. He's not fast enough for us anymore.
I mean,
he's just not.
Well, the Wednesday game is not even a real MLS game, right? If I'm not mistaken. Doesn't
Is that
count.
is that the Canadian
I think it's the
Championship?
Canadian Championship. Yeah.
He'll play that game.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the starters will not play in that game, to be honest.
It's the
Except that is the easiest way to get into Champions League, so go figure.
Yeah. Well, and so it looks like they only have 3 MLS games left, right? Because they played
Yeah.
on Sunday.
Mhm.
And then the last 2 games that they have against Montreal Impact are the Canadian Championship games. And then they'll have basically us on Saturday, and then another Wednesday game, right, against Montreal. And then they have Chicago Fire away on the
Travel's crazy
29th.
for them.
It's crazy. So
Yeah.
they have that's something they have to keep in mind too. What's more important? I don't know. I would honestly love to see Saman come in and start an 11, so we
I
can
would too. I
rip
just,
apart that back line.
I'd love to give him some hell. I'll be
Mm-hmm.
honest. Yeah, it would be good. It would be good to see him play. I don't see him playing against us. I think they'll use him for their championships against Montreal. I do,
They
because
could always
again,
use him as a substitution.
could
Yeah.
be. Yeah, yeah. It's
Oh,
hard.
we haven't really look. We really haven't talked to or talked to the chat room too much. We have a comment here that I have to put up.
Mhm.
Shout out to Ox. By the way, we have his voicemail. Might end up playing later. Maybe. He said, "Out the door is out the door." Dad jokes. Come on, dude.
Shut the door, man.
Shut the.
Dad jokes times 2. Yes.
All right.
Um,
That's
dude, Joe,
that's it. We're
it's
not going to
just
chat room anymore with stuff like
you
that.
broke the chat room, Ox.
Yeah. No, I'm not going back there. It's terrible. Terrible joke.
Oh Lord. Oh my gosh. All
All
right.
right.
Um,
God.
I know. We'll see what happens. I just have a hard time seeing Endo not playing against us after scoring a goal in the last match. I think he's going to get rewarded for that,
Mm-hmm.
and he'll match up well against Harvey.
That's true. What are you thinking,
Yeah.
Araceli? What do you what do you want to see in this game, as far as us, not Toronto? You don't follow Toronto, but us. What changes maybe in lineup even?
Well, real quick, I kind of want to revisit Toronto for a quick second because the midweek fixture, it does count towards the MLS standings, correct? So looking at the standings, they're in 4th place with 45 points, just above DC United, who also has 45 points. So I would see them trying to take full advantage to stay in that good position going to LA. With that being said, I see them using Simon possibly as a substitution, just to kind of rattle up things, exposing the old player to our guys. And, excuse me. And for the match itself, I think Bradley is going to use the same starting lineup. He hasn't really changed the roster as much this season. I guess don't fix what's not broken, but clearly something needs to be fixed. I would prefer to see him start El Munir, but that is, my personal opinion.
Yeah, I like that. But here's the thing. I don't think it does count actually. You may be right, but I don't think so. So they have 31 games played so far. We play a total of 34 games. They have 5 games left. 2 of those would be the Canadian champions. So that means they have 3 games left. We still have 4. We're at 30 games played. I'm looking at the current standings right now. So I don't think that those 2 actually count towards MLS Cup. So, but still,
Never mind then.
yeah, but as far as the lineup, I can absolutely agree with you. I think that we need to rest some of that back. Do we see Palacios, Joseph?
I would hope he'd get a few minutes in this game. I mean, honestly, I really do think that both Beta and Harvey need a rest. And I wouldn't mind seeing El Munir on one side and Blackman on the other, just to keep things fresh, keep things going. Account for some speed and be a bit more physical in size. Beta's got history with Toronto too.
That's
so, who knows how that plays out. But yeah, I think Harvey needs a rest, man. I really do. I agree. El Munir would be a great choice. He really would be.
Yeah,
And he played, honestly, he played good against Orlando.
true. So Toronto has everything but clinched the playoff spot. So they are currently in fourth. In the East, they have New York City in first, Philadelphia Union, and Atlanta United. All three having clinched the playoff spot. In the
Yeah.
West, guess what? We're the only ones because it is a mess in the West right now. A mess in the West. Oh, what's up?
That's in the
I
West.
just did that. The only club that has actually done anything or secured anything in the West is your Los Angeles Football Club. So, with that being said, this is absolutely an important game for Toronto, especially with what the other games they have coming up. And so I do see them putting out their best 11 against us. And I think that we maybe can afford to do what you just said, which is rest a few of the guys in the back, because we have Houston Dynamo at home coming up, and then Minnesota United. 4 days rest between this game and the Dynamo. So, I mean, where's the Dynamo at, actually? That's probably a better thing. That's what I should be doing. Dynamo is pretty much
Oh, they're
almost out.
second to last place. 10
11th.
and 6, 10-4-16 minus 10 goal differential. They're
really
out.
playing for much anymore. Yeah.
No. No,
So,
they're
I
toast.
mean, maybe we I don't know. I mean, but then we have
But wait,
Minnesota United. That's the thing.
you can't mess with Houston though, because they could still play this game,
For
and
some
they
reason,
still have capabilities.
we're
They
not the
do.
greatest against Houston. What? How many have we
We
won
kicked
against
their
Houston?
butts earlier.
Oh, yeah,
but-
that's right. That's right. This season.
Yeah. This
Uh,
season's not the same as last for those guys, and they've already fired their coach, who's now
True.
coaching at Montreal. We're going for the supporter shield. We're going for the record. I don't see anything outside of that. You got to win your games at home.
Yes.
The magic number is 6.
Oh, it dropped, huh?
Yeah, we got a draw, right?
Yeah. Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. Yeah, that's
That's
right.
automatic. If we get a point, that's a point.
I think I saw somebody
Uh,
put 7, and so yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
So
So
6.
if we win and somehow NYCFC falters and loses, it's done. It's over. So tiebreaker wise, we pretty much own the tiebreaker. So
Okay.
yeah, magic number 6. Get the job done. Win the game. Call it. Yeah, I think it's nearly a formality at this point. Just get your points. I
So-
can't see NYCFC winning out this thing. They can hide on their postage stamp, but once they get outside of the postage stamp, they're very vulnerable.
Who are they playing coming up?
NYCFC, I'll pull it up right now. Here we go. They're traveling to FC Dallas on the 22nd,
Oy.
who's faltering like crazy right
Dallas
now.
is terrible.
Then
right
they host Atlanta United. Then they travel to New England. Not easy. And then their last game of the season, this is amazing. They have to go to Philadelphia.
Oh, that's gonna be a good game.
Oh, that could be for the Eastern Conference. Could you imagine how cool that would be?
Wow. That's yeah, it's been an interesting season so far. So cool. Awesome. Time to move on though, because we're running out of time here, guys. Araceli, what are you thinking? What are your thoughts this game coming up against Toronto? Oh. I just threw it at her. I think we lost her. No.
Oh no.
Why? All right. Well, we're gonna finish this one off. Araceli, thank you so much for joining us. Yeah, it looks like we lost her. Something happened here. But very, very, very awesome of her to actually join us, agree to do this with us and hang out. So we're gonna finish it up with a little something. Joseph, what do you say we get into It's time with Ox. He sent us a voicemail. He's in the chat right now.
Smooth
I don't know.
voicemails.
I don't know if I want to play his voicemail because after that terrible dad joke, I don't know.
And then come the mom jokes.
The mom jokes. All right, let's play. Let's see. Let's play his voicemail. Let's see what he had to say. Let's jump right into it. Let's go.
Yo, what's up, Joseph, Jerry? Just calling in about yesterday's match. It's already 5 a.m. out here. Yeah, man, we didn't get that win we were hoping to get. We had the whole squad back, but I mean, even then, we couldn't achieve what we were, trying to get to. Out there, we had Bella, who's the one that gave us that goal. Luckily he gave us that goal. But even though he was back, we could tell that he wasn't 100% yet, which is understandable. But he wants to play, and that's what makes him what he is. A good player. But I don't know. It's crazy, man. It's watching the match. It's frustrating. When your team can't score. Even just then get that win that we need to be getting. I mean, this is the fourth game, I think, that we've gone without a win, and it sucks, man. We're in desperate need of that win, especially with New York literally, tailing right behind us for that supporter shield. And I mean, LAFC has really given it their all through most of our season already, and just to lose it towards the end, like, no, man, we can't do this. Like, they have to keep fighting. This game, we had most of the possession. We had more shots, more chances created, passing, everything. I mean, everything was on our favor, but just that the defense fell asleep, man, and it keeps falling asleep these past few games, and this can't be happening, man. Miller, not sure if he could have stayed there or not, but at the same time, I mean, defense literally fell asleep on that goal. Sorry. Other than that, I mean, we really need to work on that defense right now, man, because that's what really messes up. We keep getting scored on in the beginning of the game, like literally in the first 2-3 minutes of the match, and come on, man, we gotta get our heads straight. Well, the guys have to, let's get that win, man. We gotta get those wins. We gotta get that shield. Come on, we can't. I mean, if this is a losing streak, or I mean, not a losing streak, but is this a bad funk? We gotta get through it, man. Get over it. We gotta get back on top, man. I mean, we're on top, but you know what I mean. Other than that, LA is black and gold. Love you guys. Keep doing what you guys are doing. Hope to hear you guys live, if anything.
And that was it. Ox, good job, man. Thank you. Thank you for calling us. Thank you for surviving. I'm glad you're still alive. That cough sounds terrible. You need to go get some cough syrup or something, dude.
Yeah.
Come on,
head to the clinic, man. Come on. Dude. Make it happen.
Yeah, man. Thank you for calling us.
Is it a matter of falling asleep or not waking up?
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't really see our real team till the second half.
Dude.
All right. I'm moving on from that. I'm done with it.
Yeah,
I don't want to. Yeah, I'm not dwelling on Philly anymore.
Same.
Look ahead.
We have to. Yeah, we definitely have to move on. It is what it is. So thank you guys for sticking around. We're gonna call it a night. It's we're trying to keep these a little bit shorter. Joseph has something to add. So here we go. What's up, dude?
Sorry, Mr. Williams, for what I did earlier. Just gonna say it like that. And the Williams family. Yeah. Also, I wanted to give a shout out to the LAFC supporters 559 out of Fresno, California, who did a watch party this past weekend for the Philly match for the first time ever. They reached out. I had to, dude, nothing but love when you guys create these far, far away. But yeah, Fresno-based LAC supporters, join them if you're out there, guys. Find a way to get out there. It's cool. They hang out at Tioga Sequoia Brewing Company. I've actually had their beer. It's top notch.
Nice.
Bring some known for the General Sherman IPA, the Cal 99 Golden Ale, and the Murrieta Chili Beer, which, dude, it's got some spice to it. From past road trips, I've had experience with Tioga Sequoia.
What are we sponsored now? What is this?
Dude, I just like their beer. I do.
Okay.
And really, it's cool that they're there because it's good stuff.
Cool.
Again, LAC supporters 559. Go check them out if you're out that way. They got a good spot, so don't miss out.
Nice.
yeah.
Also, do you want to apologize to somebody whose name you said incorrectly the last show? Joseph?
I'm scared to.
Okay, well, we'll apologize. You know who you are.
Yeah.
Also, um, shout out to the Obrexon family who just announced they're having a baby. I don't have the horn, but yeah, congratulations to you guys. Mr. Josh Obrexon actually has been a long time listener to the show, so yeah, just came out and announced they're expecting a baby very soon. Actually, January 2020. So good stuff, man. Very, very good stuff. Sorry, I had to call you out, Joseph. Are you mad at me?
Nah, man. But Matt, you know I love you, dude. It's all good. Nah, we'll see you at the Ola Rest Bar soon enough, man.
Yes.
It's a great spot, like I said. If you're in the San Gabriel Valley, go there. It's probably the best one I've seen in the SGV. I gotta say, Down and Out was badass on the weekend as well. Dude, it was BA, it was Cuervos, it was Crew and LAO taking up the same place. We got it so packed that it got to about 95 degrees inside the building as we were going full tilt. The north end found its way into the bar. It was insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the
like
coughing. What is up with all this coughing? I'm lucky because I have a mute button, so you guys don't have to hear me cough. But
Dude, my voice is still thrashed from the week.
Man.
Just
All right. This episode is an hour long now. It is what it is. We try to keep it to 45.
That's because we're doing a double episode now.
Well, yeah, I know, but still, I want to keep them a little bit shorter, and then hopefully sometime this week we're gonna okay la. If you're gonna be coughing, like signal or something, so I can. My goodness, listen, we're doing the best that we can. Okay, for those of you that are asking for the 45 minutes, just tune us out at 45 anyways, because after 45 everything starts going downhill anyways. So
hit pause and start it when we get it. It's all good.
Well, that's true. It's a good thing too. That's a very good point. Shout out again one more time. Araceli Villanueva, thank you so much for coming on. We really appreciate your time. I kind of threw it at her last minute, and she said, "Yeah, I'll come on." And she's very busy. She has to do all sorts of stuff for MLS soccer and for everything that she does out there. So please, please, please make sure that you follow her. She's a reporter for LAFC. She covers LAFC and Sporting Kansas City for at MLS Female. She's also a contributing writer for MLS Soccer, and she is amazing, super awesome. And I'm going to go ahead and tweet out her handle so you guys can all go and follow her. Anything you want to? Oh, one last thing I did want to add. This week, okay, stay tuned on our Instagram. We're going to do it on Instagram only. I'm going to be giving away, actually, not me, the show. We're going to be giving away some prints. My nose is getting clogged up. These prints right here. Let me show them to you. From Mr. Bill Wood. Can you guys see it? Hold on. Let me get it all camera here. Let me see if I can do it. For those of you that are listening on the actual audio, you're gonna have to go to YouTube and see this, or just go to Instagram because we're gonna post it there. But this right here, okay, this for the September 1st game. They're playing against Minnesota, and then there's this one, Carlos Vela. So these are from Hey, I'm Bill Wood on Instagram. Bill Wood is a fantastic artist. He actually has a whole bunch of prints, so hit him up. We're gonna be giving those out this week. So stay tuned for that. Finally. I know I've been saying that for a long, long time, but I'm actually going to do it now. Joseph is now chewing on ice, so it is time to go. Anything you want to add, sir, before?
You can hear that?
Yeah, I can hear that.
Dude, good mic, right? Good mic.
It's a great mic.
Can't wait till the better one gets here.
Great mic. Great mic. Terrible co-host. Terrible.
Yeah. As sloppy as our backline right now. Nah, I'm good, man. Let's just secure it this weekend. The Shield is coming. We're gonna win this thing. I can't wait to get my hands on it. Seriously, we need to bring that to the North End. So
yes,
lock it in, boys. Lock it in. We can't let this one go. We can still get the record, so don't blow it.
That is the plan. All right. That's going to do it for us. Episode 109 in the books. Thank you guys so much for hanging in there. All of you that are still here with us tonight, we do this every Monday unless something terrible happens. Or not terrible, but if family says can't do it. So We're here for you guys. Please make sure you follow us on all social media. Make sure you subscribe to us on iTunes. Leave us a review. Always helps visibility. And also tell your friends about us because, we're awesome. So, for Mr. Joseph Sacker, my name is Jerry. My name is Jerry Jimenez, and you have been listening to the Heart of LAFC podcast. Stay golden.
Thank you for listening to the Heart of LAFC. Make sure to leave us a rating and review on iTunes or Stitcher. Shoulder to shoulder, the black and gold is taking over.